show brought me the dough that bought me all my fancy things, my crib, my cars, my pools, my jewels. Look on me, I done came up and I ain't changed. My flow, my show brought me the dough that bought me all my fancy things, my crib, my cars, my pools, my jewels. Look on me, I done came up and I ain't changed. It's everything, we gon' party like it's everything. We gon' sip a party like it's everything. And you know we don't give a fuck, it's not your birthday. Go shawty, it's everything. We gon' party like it's everything. We gon' sip a party like it's everything. And you know we don't give a fuck, it's not your birthday. So come give me a hug if you in the get rough. You can find me in the club. By the feeling by my mind, got what you need. If you need it for the buzz, I'm in the have sex, I ain't in to make you laugh. So come give me a hug if you in the get rough. You can find me in a
No good.
What on earth has happened? Yeah, so remember that time I had the bright idea to use new audio software?
I do.
I do. Do you
Johnny, you can't hear me either, can you?
So we're going into the audio lag and now nobody can hear us. What is going on? I might need to shut this down and switch wavelength back on. That's register and that's register. Go and speak again, Kane.
Speaking again, Kane. Can Johnny hear? Can anybody
Apparently
hear?
you
Hello,
are
hello.
absolutely blasting through there, mate. You should be deafening people right about now. No, according to this, there is sound. Games, I don't understand.
No, I can hear you.
You can hear. Okay.
Just...
Is Johnny okay? I hope Johnny's not got the tab muted. Okay, let's crack on. So you can definitely hear me. Okay, so we're definitely getting sound. Let's crack on. Sorry, yes, let us crack on. The champion, Kane. Good morning to you, my good man. Getting up at 3:30 in the morning. The dedication is unreal, much like the dedication to winning that Luciano Whitford has shown atop the table, and it should be a great one tonight around the Silverstone National Course.
Sure will be, John. Dedication's one word, stupidity's another, but it was quite early this morning. Unfortunately, we've only got the 12 drivers out there today, so as you said, the full reverse grid for the second race, which, as always, will be very interesting. We've got 4.5 flying left. Luciano Whitford out there in front, just over a tenth off Victor Straitman's there. So, very quick times together. A little bit of a fall in practice. Creevy very, very fast as well, as Whitford slides that thing around masterfully, we will say. But yes, it's going to be a cracker of a race. Short little event here. It's only 2,638 metres, just over 2.5 kilometres at the Silverstone National. These guys in for an absolute treat.
Indeed they are. Yeah, sorry, we did have a quick look at the championship standings there and some other software that I was checking in the background. Let us have a look at what's happening on track at the moment. What we do know is Luciano Whitvet, he does love a win and he is atop of the timing boards at the moment. Chasing him in the championship, Luke Southall not here this evening, so it is Victor Stratemans in that second place, Creevy third, Juzma in fourth place, Schubeck in fifth, great race he had last week, Malam in sixth, Baukenhout is, I don't know where that L came from, Kowaleski is in eighth, Wallering in ninth, Bagas in the top 10 and not through the reverse order either, so top stuff from him. Jorn de Pril is in 11th and Henri Jacobs is in 12th. Jacobs, hopefully I'm getting one of those correct. Not sure of many other pronunciations there is. In 12th position, but Kane, Mr. Whitvet once again, he's opening exchanges in his first go at an SOP championship led to glory, and yeah, with no Luke Southall in the race to mix things up. It does look like he is about to take another 2 wins. Only 2 tenths ahead of Stratemans, to be fair, but that 2 tenths soon adds up over a 30-minute race.
Yes, it sure does, John. And coming off his form from last week, he'll be looking to bag another couple of wins today, which will pretty much cement his spot up at the top. 3 events left still, but as you said, Luke Southall not here today, so a big bunch of points missing he will have.
Yeah, he will indeed. He is still the top placed driver. Of course, the drivers driving for a full Moza R5 base wheel and pedals, and thanks to Speedscents, the highest placed British driver will receive a VIP day out to Donington as a member of the Adola racing team. They'll get the full works in the garage, get to sit in the car, meet the drivers, the whole shooting match. That is courtesy of Speedscents, who are an aspiring brand of air fresheners catering to car enthusiasts, providing aesthetically leading designs and fragrant scents for you to enjoy your drives to the max. As a Speedscents partner, you can get 10% discount at checkout using our unique code SOP10. That's SOP10, all uppercase, when purchasing any Speedscents products. And if you want your car smelling fresh, we recommend the Series 1 mix. And as well, as I mentioned, the Moza R5 bundle, dedicated to designing and building the world's best sim racer focused hardware and software products that enable everyone to race at their very best. The full Moza ecosystem includes direct drive force feedback steering wheels, aluminium pedal assembly, digital dash and pit house control software as well. So yeah, an R5 direct drive bundle courtesy of Moza, VIP package to attend the final round, and a completion bonus raffle for all who complete the entire season. Kane and I get my name thrown in that one as well. Qualifying is over. No surprise, Kane. Whitvet holding on to the top spot and extending that gap. 3 tenths he's got over Stratemans there in second.
Yeah, the Ballas Esports driver really putting on display today. As you said, 3 tenths to second place at the moment, but we do still have to get through 15 minutes first and then another 30-minute race after that. So don't worry about it. There will be plenty of action coming your way.
Yeah, there definitely will. There's going to be plenty of action through the pack as well. The rest of the results have popped off the screen. We'll see them. The drivers have got a 42-second warm-up, and then they will be out on track. 15 minutes sprint race, and then a 30-minute reverse order grid, as we mentioned. It's going to be all 12 drivers. They get fully reversed, so we'll see who makes it to the end. No cars out on track at the moment, is there? I don't believe there is.
They flagged their warm-up. They're taking I'm taking my coffee. guys just getting prepared. 10 seconds left in the warm-up. We are almost ready to rock and roll, John.
Yeah, we really are. And it is a quick short circuit as well, as we saw from the times there. Very quick indeed. That's a bit loud. Only the 1.6 miles long, as Kane mentioned. The Wellington Straight, Copse, Maggots, Luffield and Woodcote. We'll see how many jokes we can squeeze in about Copse. That is a great corner in Formula 1 terms. There's been plenty of action there recently, it's safe to say. We've now got a different timer up on screen. So let's have another quick look at the standings, just to remind ourselves before tonight's races kick off. There is Whitford ahead of Southall by those 20 points. Southall not racing this evening, so his closest competitor 55 points behind is Victor Stratham, as he did take second in qualifying, so a good chance for him to make some moves in the overall standings. Here we go. We are about to start. It's going to be Whitford that is leading the way, and they've taken away Helicam, which is disappointing, so we'll stay on TV cam for this one. All 12 have made it out of the garage this time, and there we go. Straight away, everyone falls straight into line, into Copse, and there's a straight line through Whitford, Stratham, Jusma, Creevy. Oh, we've got Woolering running, so it's Ben Malam running wide. Oh, and we've got contact in the background. Oh, major contact. Jorn de Pril and Lucas Schubeck. Big contact there, and I was talking about Formula 1 there, Kane. We recently saw a Formula 1 car up in the air, and those two Pragas reenacting that. Not the best start for those two at the start of the race.
No, absolutely not. De Pril just getting going again. Had to reverse that back out on the track, but he is moving again now. See what can happen. But yeah, Luca a little bit further in front. Did start from 12th. And then we forward through to Simon Baggett there, 10th place, just hanging on to the back of Andre Jacobs there at the moment.
Yeah, he is indeed. I'm just watching the battle up at the front. It is a four-way battle at the minute, pretty much for the lead of the race. So I'm following with my own words myself here. I maybe should have got myself a coffee as well. Okay, Jusma having a look all over Creevy. It looked like he was about to lose a position to Wallering, who's now lost a position, and he's back all over the back of Jusma himself. You can see it, I mean, he really is all over the back. Jusma just in front of him as they head towards Luffield. Oh, gets a good run over the apex, over that sausage curb. That is a brave manoeuvring. We see just behind him Kowaleski bringing Malam and Baukenhout with him. It's still Luciano Whitford though that is leading the way. Straightman's certainly not letting that 0.3 of a difference in qualifying get the better of him here. He's to come into Copse for lap number 3. There is not much separating them at all in that slip, so you can see just how much extra speed Straightman's was carrying there. Almost doing himself a disservice. Oh, Whitbit really opening up the corner, gets a good run through though. That's an interesting line. Two completely different lines there from the driver's cane, but the difference between them remains exactly the same. This is a cracking battle between these two for the lead.
Yeah, it sure is. Strathman's just chewed that gap back up, so he's right back on the back. These two, like you said, taking very different lines, but achieving a very similar outcome at the moment. Battle for third, still very hot there as well, still just holding on.
Oh yeah, we can see as well, yeah, good spot there actually, yeah, the final podium position. We can see Wallering got a good run out of Luffield there. Oh no, that's onto the Wellington Straight, sorry. Look at the run, he's got no room up the inside. He knew that, had the back right out of it. Jusma is going to hang on to this podium position for another lap at least, and he can see that battle ahead of him. In fact, that's a great view he's got of that battle, and we can do with a better view as they come round the very tight double apex right-hander onto the straightaway. Straightmans and Whitbit still inseparable. All in saying that though, the gap up to half a second. That's the biggest gap we've seen between the two of them. Oh, and Straightmans has got a slow down penalty. That could be why. Not seen so many penalties popping up at the side of the screen. I did see Schubeck pick up a slow down himself, but there hasn't been many so far. The track limits here definitely not as aggressive shall we say, as some of the other courses. Certainly, I know a lot of drivers were very grateful that we're not racing at Stowe this evening. SOP Raw, how we doing? Good evening all. Nearly in time for the start. Yeah, what a start it was. These four breaking away at the front, Whitford doing all the running. You see Straightman's really diving in right on that inside curve. Baukenhout closing in on Kowaleski as well. Kowaleski 8 tenths down, so it does look like he is defending rather than worrying about an offensive move there. Schubeck's kept his nose clean in this last couple of laps, and they are some quick laps as well. Just checking, according to my stats, no one carrying any damage. Bagas is a second down at the moment. He's got Schubeck trying to shake him free from the slipstream at the moment. That does seem like a bit of a wasted endeavour. But these two up at the front, Kane. I mean, Jusman is doing a bit of defending. He's got Wallering now 8 tenths back. But these two up at the front, they've maintained this gap at half a second, Bauken out with the penalty. But they are extending the gap to the pack behind. The two of them clearly head and shoulders above it at this track this week.
Yeah, top two racing in a race of their own at the moment. A couple of seconds back to Marcus Jusma, as you said. He's just pulled a little bit further clear of Wallering at the moment, with both 5th and 6th still hanging on there. So very interesting race up front still.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how this one plays out in the reverse order grid. At the moment, it does look like Straightmans and Whitford will be starting at the back. But Baukenhout, Kowaleski, Wallering, Jusma, that's quite the field to try and make them way through. And Schubeck, we've seen him quick a couple of races, definitely capable of putting in a lap. He's going to be potentially starting near the front if it plays out like this for the rest of the race. So can he get a clean getaway? We're only 5 minutes into this one, so we've got 9 minutes left before we get to that reverse order grid. And Straightmans and Whitbit absolutely flying. As Kane pointed out, Jusma is showing a clean pair of heels to Wallering. Now he's got him out with the slipstream. He is stretched that gap. Baggins picks himself up a bit of a slow down there. But yeah, so Jusma, no slouch himself. He's extending that gap, as Kane pointed out, to Wallering. But the gap to Straightmans is still increasing. That's up to 3.5 seconds now. With these two still sitting within half a second of one another. And from this bit, Kane, you've got to feel for Straightmans. I mean, if you're the driver behind someone, you really want to try and force him into making a mistake. It's Luciano Whitford. His chances of him making a mistake.
Good luck with that. As Fat Rascal joins the chat as well. Hey, Fat Rascal.
How we doing, Rascal? Good to see you, bud. Good to see you. I'm phenomenal. Look, we've got Kane back in the comedy box. Yes! And it's the Pragas, the Jimmy Broadbent car, as it is affectionately known, or the wrist killer, as it is unaffectionately known to a lot of drivers. The thing is, well, you've had a go in this, Kane. Oh, Kowaleski, let's keep an eye on that and see if a battle develops there. The lead now 7 tenths apart. You've had a go in these cars, Kane. I haven't. Give us your experience of trying to keep these things on the track.
My experience, that's not going to count so much towards these guys, but no, very, very difficult for consistency anyway. They're a tough car to get a handle on. Braking zones are very, very tricky, and getting them turned in without getting them turned around is two different things.
Yeah, it definitely is. Definitely is. I don't want to compare my recent escapades on motorbikes to these, but yeah, it's almost the same. You do feel like you need to lean. Ooh, Kowaleski. Definitely leaning into that one. Oh, you can see the tyres really not happy there. He's getting the foot on the loud pedal a bit too quickly. Creevy making a good move. We did see him drop down the order towards the start, involved in an early contact. He's making his way back through the field. That's a solid overtake out of, no, it's not, Luffield. That's onto the Wellington straight once again. It's going to keep catching me up, but Creevy back up to 7th position then. At this point, probably if it was a business sense, it would be a cost of failure almost, because it is a reverse order grid. Given the pace that he's showing, he might actually want to finish further down the order in this race to give himself a better chance of hanging on. to positions later on. I'll read. How you? Yeah, both well, mate. Both well. Kane's up at 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning once again. Guy's an absolute legend. How have you been doing? I've been lurking in a few of your streams recently. What was that one you were doing the other night? Oh, with some of the YouTube videos. I do like watching some of the stuff you play, mate. It's brilliant. And I have to say it again, Contraband Simulator is absolutely the greatest thing ever. You definitely need to do that a lot more often. We've got, what have we got left here? 5 minutes left. Ooh, Schubeck making himself up a position. And yeah, that's a bit of a surprise for me, Kane. We saw some good laps out of Schubeck. Certainly I've seen since the start of the season, I'm sure you'll agree last week. Playing some good laps. Really seems off the pace around here tonight. 10th place at the minute and didn't really qualify high as well. I was expecting high positions. We can see him just making another move on Jake. So has whatever ailed him suddenly stopped ailing him? Or is this a strategic move, do you think, to help himself start further up in the next race?
Not too sure exactly, John. Been scratching my head there. I've got Schubeck losing 6 positions on my screen. But as I say that, I'm glad you're not having the same problems I'm having, because my cars are flying through the air. So I do have to rely on your view at the moment. I've got a little bit of a glitch going on, and the cars have actually taken to the stratosphere. They are miles high. So yeah, Schubeck was involved with incidents at the start of the race with April, lost a bit of position there, a bit of time, but yeah, slowly working his way back through.
Yes, indeed. At least we don't have the same audio glitch that we had last time. SB Rot came here at this time, gives me Farm Sim vibes. Oh, you know this, Rascal, I was actually been talking recently about Farm Sim, and I discovered that our mega farm has been lost because the server rental lapsed, because I'll stop playing it. And I did think to myself, can I challenge myself to rebuild the mega farm single-handed? And then I woke up chewing on my pillow and realised that I should get a reality check, and we didn't do it. But yeah, no, Farm Sim, love a bit of Farm Sim. I tell you think Farm Sim? Wait till you see them on Valheim. That's all I'm going to say on that subject. We've got 3.5 minutes left to go, so still 4 laps in the bags. It's Baggis who is 12th, Jacobs in 11th. We've got Depril in 10th place with Schubeck and Milan 10th and 9th. Creevy back up to 7th with Baukenhout in 6th place. Kowaleski in 5th position. And Lucas Wallering in 4th on the podium. Marcus Juzma's season going from strength to strength after making up multiple places in both races last week. He finds himself on the podium. Victor Stratemans in that 2nd place. The pace differential from qualifying now really starting to show. Well, I say really starting to show. There's 2.2 seconds between them after 12 minutes of racing. So he has certainly kept Whitvit honest, but it is Whitvit that is looking for another race win and looking to put another few fingers at least on the championship trophy. We've had 6 races so far. He's won 4. This will be 5 from 7. And Kane, you would have to be, I mean, yeah, you're not going to find many people betting against Whitvit winning the reverse order grid here either. Kane's vanished. Please don't tell me we're having the same crazy audio problem. Let me just check. Nope, you're still there. You there, Kane?
Nope. Yep. My fault. As we said, very early in the morning. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to work out my screen here so I can partake in some action. But
oh yeah, they are flying through the air.
They are indeed flying through the air at great pace.
What have I told you about playing Flight Simulator during work, Ken?
Again, John, it's early. I don't know which game I've loaded up at the moment.
Yeah, I can confirm from Kane's screen share that he is having some ping issues with seeing the live action.
issues are making me quite dizzy. We need to stop looking at that screen and get back on the action. Only a minute and a half left of this first sprint race. And as you said, Whitford, class of his own out there, really putting a bit of a gap there to Stradermans, who will pass Luke Southall this week. With Southall not being here, Stradermans from third will find himself up in second position if he can hold these positions for the race.
Yeah, and that'll be a good finish and a good points haul. Keeps him in the championship hunt, that's for sure. Baggas picking up a penalty. Creevy looking to pick up another position in the closing stages. Bickenhout the intended target this time. He's within 2/10. Oh, there's Baggas there. Can't actually tell. Yeah, that's on the Wellington straight again. He's having a good look up the inside, and I think he's got that one done. He has indeed. So Creevy making moves, and that's him back up to 6th position. With only 26 seconds left to go. There is what we're looking for there. So the grid will be reversed for 30 minutes. And saying that, actually, Baggas looking for a late position. Schubeck getting a slowdown penalty in 9th place as he's chasing down Malam, actually. Makes a move up the inside. Oh, there's a big old wiggle. They're going to go side by side on the exit towards Maggots and Beckett. Or certainly Maggots at least. Schubeck and Malam right on top of one another. Schubeck is ahead in 8th place at the moment. Whitford, the race is... Oh, the timer's over. Really stepping the back end out there. Where is he? That's not the start-finish line. That is the Wellington straight, so he's got a corner to go. He's got to get through Luffield. Looking back at Baukenhout, he's got Creevy still ahead of him, so he's still in the slipstream chasing there. Jacobs and Baggas have separated themselves ever so slightly. Baukenhout is close, but let's see Whitbit coming through Luffield. Past the pit end is right out on those curbs. That's a lot of confidence in a crazy, crazy car. But round number 4, race 1, an all too familiar story in the championship. That is the Praga UK in association with Moza and Speedscents, and it is Whitvick for Ballas Esport takes himself another race win. Championship looking very, very, very secure at the moment for Mr. Whitvick, Ken.
Yeah, absolutely. It's SOP Raw. Joins in with that sentiment there. Whitford is just insane. I totally agree with you. Yeah, passed his own out there at the front of the pack today. Held the position. Had a bit of pressure early on from Straightmans, but kept his cool and got that gap out to a decent lead as he finishes in 1st position.
Indeed, he does, and there's
Sorry, John, bear with me. I'm going to do a little bit of a restart. Let you carry on for a couple of minutes and see if we can get back on track here.
Yeah, perfect. You do that. I'll run through the results. Whitford taking the fastest lap as well. Why not? If you're going to go out, might as well go with a bang, and it is a bang for Whitford. Another race win. Straightmans in 2nd. Jusma got 3rd there. Congratulations, Marcus. Marcus, as I say, the season going from strength to strength. Wallering there in 4th. Kowaleski in 5th. It's Creevy in 6th. Baukenhout in 7th position. Schubeck got 8th. Depril got 9th. And Jacobs got himself into the top 10. Baggas finishing in 11th place. So that is... yeah, and big news in the championship there as well for Victor Straightmans. That will be enough to take him up to 2nd in the championship, and it will extend Whitford's lead as well at the top. 7 races and 5 wins. Rounding off the podium. Whitford is just insane. Indeed, he really, really is. Let's go to this one first. So there we go. Oops. For some reason, between races, it does like to kick me out, so let me just quickly jump back in. Okay, we're back in. There we go. Didn't think it was going to let me in there. Great job from Victor and Marcus round the podium. Indeed, yeah, great race by all three. To be fair, having not driven these cars, but I know a couple of very competent drivers that have. And based on what they've said, congratulations to anybody that made it to the end of the race. Because, yeah, these things are definitely a handful. I think Silverstone a lot more forgiving than some of the previous tracks that we have had. Given the mass reduction in track limit penalties that we got there. Let me bring up so many windows. Big thank you once again to our sponsors, Speedscents, an aspiring brand of air fresheners catering to enthusiasts, providing aesthetically leading designs and fragrant scents for you to enjoy your drives to the max. SOP10 at the checkout to get a discount on your Series 1 mix or any other of their scented products. They have, of course, given a VIP package to attend the final round of the Real Praga Cup, the UK Championship, courtesy of Speedscents, and Moza, building the world's best sim racer-focused hardware and software, have given an R5 direct drive bundle. Here we go then for race number 2. Milan finished last. I did see that in the chat there, but yeah, Milan finished last, so he will start this one in first place. It's going to be Whitvet starting at the back. Creevy is moving. Again, they've removed Helicam, which is slightly frustrating, but Whitvet, we'll keep an eye on him at the back. As you can see, it is just as round number 1. Everyone pretty much falling into line, although a bit of side-by-side action there. Birkenhout and Creevy. We've got Kane back in the box. Oh, Kowaleski spun.
Wallering. Yeah, Wallering just involved in that a little bit as well, John. And I think Malam in that first race possibly ran out of fuel. Don't want to make assumptions, but I did see it slowing down very, very quickly at the end of that race. So possibly under-fueling in that one. Hopefully he's got it right here, because he is out in front at the moment, in front of Baggers, Depril, Schubert, Creevy, Straightmans, Whitford already up to 7th and 6th position. So definitely on a charge already.
Yeah, and that's, I think, where we're going to stay. We do have it is a bit closer with the front. Milan leading, as Kane said, Baggers and Depril. But then there is Schubert, Creevy, Straightmans and Whitfit. So Creevy has stayed ahead of him, stayed ahead of Whitfit at the moment, but it does look like it's going to be a tall order to keep him there. Whitfit really is a oh, and we've got a car down in the background. It's Juzma through Cops. Juzma has come a cropper, and he's off the track. It's going to have to make up some serious positions as Kowaleski goes through as well after his early spin. It's now Jacobs that's at the back. Straightman still ahead of Whitfit, just Whitfit looking for any opening that he can. And ahead of him then, on their way into Luffield, that is very close indeed. He's got himself side by side with Straightman. He's got that move done already. And there's contact between Creevy and Depril. Okay, and that's Creevy and Depril.
Big contact. Yeah, big contact there. Depril, the big loser out of that. Off track there, just getting started again now. Falls back to 9th position.
Vargas picking
and
up
Whitfit as well, John. Whitfit's got his way past Straightmans.
Yes, he does indeed. Straightman's all over the back of him still, though. Baggers has picked up a slowdown penalty, and he's actually vying for the lead of the race, which could be good news to Lucas Schubeck then. He's getting a lot of slipstream along the Wellington Straight. So on the way out of Luffield, potential for a move, given that Baggers has got a slowdown penalty to serve. He's in second place. Oh, what a move round the outside by Schubeck. So much more grip he seemed to have there. Right up that inside. Baggers taking the slowdown on the way into the corner and costing him a position, and it doesn't look like it's going to get any better for him, Kane, with one Luciano Whitfit now well within a second of the Baggers and the battling trio on the podium.
Yeah, absolutely, and Straightman's right in behind there also, so Baggers could lose out 2 times here. I think it's the one. Simon doing a good job there in the middle of these two, holding them apart for the time being. But we all know how fast these two are, so Creevy there tucking in, getting that slipstream as well, only half a second back from Stradermans.
Stradermans with a big kick off the sausage curb as he tries to go round the outside of Bagas. Bagas tumbling down the order. Oh, he's off. Bagas is off.
Oh, maybe a little bit of contact there. I didn't quite see that on the screen, but Bagas dropping back down into 8th position at the moment.
Yeah, down there with the Prill, and Juiceman's going to be closing in there as well. We know he's got a bit of pace given his podium in race number 1. Milan, one-time race leader, now finds himself down to 5th position then. As Stradermans and Creevy make short work of that. Even shorter work was made by Whitbit. He's already within 2/10 of the race leader Schubeck, and I would guesstimate he's going to be in the race lead very shortly. There it is, Luciano Whitbit 5 laps in. The Prill with a slowdown, he's already got himself into the lead. And Stradermans, who's trying to get as many points as he can to extend the gap as much as possible while he's ahead of Luke Southall, now finds himself in 4th position. 2/10 behind Creevy, so it does look like, Kane, the top two from race number 1 could well be repeating that same feat. Stradermans all over the back of Creevy and Whitbit. He's not looking back now that he's in front.
No, there'll be no looking in his mirror. Got a clear run now. Schubeck just holding on still, just under a second, or half a second, sorry. But yeah, Luciano Whitford, really class of his own at the moment. A couple of wins last week. Started off this week with another win and looks very well on track to complete that. Still 24 minutes left of the race. Straderman gets a slow down penalty there. It's not going to help his case. Trying to get in front of Creevy. Half a second there. Creevy still just holding on to 3rd position for now, as Ben Milan still up there in 5th position.
Oh, that's Schubeck, sorry. Oh no, wait. That is Milan. There you go. It just didn't change quick enough on my screen. I tell you, Victor Stradermans really is making hard work of this. Wallering picking up a penalty, but that is... penalties coming in thick and fast. Has something changed with the track temperature massively? Track temperature is up slightly. We've seen more penalties in the opening 7 laps than we saw in the 15-minute race previously. The Prill, Bagas, names popping up quite regularly. There's Stradermans as well, really struggling to get his way past Creevy. Again, we've seen Creevy in the opening round show some really good pace, and he's putting on a defensive masterclass at the moment, keeping Stradermans behind him. Given we know there's a pace differential of about 0.8 of a second between these two from the qualifying results, but there we go. Just as I'm saying, he's finding it difficult. Kane, he very easily gets the job done, just biding his time, and got it done perfectly there.
Yeah, getting it done on a very difficult opponent. You know how fast Creevy can be. Personally, racing against him in different cars. Clearly, as Creevy follows the slipstream there, trying to keep tucked in behind. Wants to make the most of this, follow the fast guys through. Oh, a little bit late on the brakes there, but gets it corrected. Little wiggle again. And just giving Stradermans a little bit more breathing room there in 3rd position. But yeah, Straderman's got his work cut out for him here. 2.5 seconds back from Schubeck, who is just falling off the leader as well. Just over 1.5 seconds. Whitford has all to himself there. Track in front. Might actually see some lap traffic in this race, John, so that might be interesting. Coming further along, still 22 minutes left, but Fat Rascal, that's exactly why these reverse grids happen. Always action at the start and right through these races. As you said, it only took 5 laps for Whitford to clear that pack. Can't stress enough how fast this man is.
You don't have permission. Okay. Yeah, sorry, the bots are completely broken. So let us bask in the glory that is Luciano Whitbit. An incredibly quick driver. Pretty much any car on Race Room, he is going to be there or thereabouts. Ben Milam started on the top spot when this race started, dropped down to 8th position. He is following Marcus Jusma, though. Jusma's righted himself and back up to 7th. So these two could find themselves making a couple of positions. Baukenhout sitting in, there he's there, 6th place at the moment. Got Wallering not too far ahead of him, and Creevy, since he's been overtaken by Straightmans, still very much hanging in there. So really at this stage it's Creevy trying not to ruin his tyres too much behind Straightmans. 2 seconds separating the podium sitters. Baukenhout, he's got a bit of a gap back to Jusma, Kowaleski, Caprill, Milam. What's just happened to Milam? Did you catch that there? Milam's now down in 10th. He was just behind Jusma not too long ago.
No, I did miss that myself as well, John. Down 9 positions at the moment, maybe a little wiggle there. Tyres just coming in. That sun's just going down, so maybe we're having a little bit of a drop in temperature affecting these cars at the moment.
Yeah, it could well be. Could also be a bit of the bit of excess sunshine as they come round some of the corners. Yeah, braking markers might be ever so slightly different with the shadows moving. But certainly the penalties seem to have subsided ever so slightly. Creevy is still chasing down that podium. Straightmans again doing everything he can. 1.8 seconds down. Sector wise, they're very, very, very comparable. Schubeck is only 2/10 a lap on average slower than Straightmans, so it's going to be a big ask. A lot of work for Straightmans to do this. Caprill picking up another penalty. He's inside the top 10. He's got 3 seconds back to Milam now, but we know that Milam's got a bit of pace. Baukenhout getting a penalty and Jusma getting a penalty. Those two picking up penalties through the same corner. There is a bit of a gap between them though. And that is Wallering completely facing the wrong way. That is a 720 spin. Baukenhout's gone through. Here comes Jusma as well. And Kowaleski. And he's really struggling to get some grip. And that is Caprill, who's now all over the back of him as well. But we're talking in race 1 about how difficult these cars can be to keep on track, Kane, and that is a prime example. 12 minutes in, tyres definitely sitting in the window. One wrong move on the curb or the accelerator, and you're just a passenger doing a beautiful 720 pirouette while the 3 to 4 drivers cruise on past.
Yeah, here we are trying to make excuses or reasonings for these cars to spin out, but trust me when I say they don't really need much of an excuse to get out of control. Very hard to handle, as we say, which just makes Whitford's drive so much more impressive. Is he possibly get a slow down there? Yes, he does on the final corner. No, I don't know where we are on track. Oh, this is me. Whitford doing a masterclass here, but 3 seconds the goods of Schubeck. And Straderman's just struggling to close that gap at the moment. Creevy setting the fastest lap of the race there, just ducks into the 52s for the first time.
Wow. 52.987, that is a lap time right there.
So yeah, only 2/10 off the actual fastest lap by Whitford, with a 52.7 so far. Very, very fast that.
Yeah, no surprise that Creevy's is Ball as Esport as well. The same team as Whitford. So yeah, strength and depth right through that team. Baukenhout having a look up.
Yeah,
he was
spot on the money there as well. SOP Raw, Jusma having a great race. Had a little bit of a incident at the start of the race, dropped a few down, but has regained those in 5th position at the moment. Doing a great job there.
Fair bit of action. Sorry, I've not even keeping an eye on the chat. Thank you, Kane, for keeping up with everything. But yeah, I'm trying to mod the thingy, but that's not working. Yeah, fair bit of action. The Whitvit charging his way through the field, 11 positions in 5 laps. It's it's not even fair, is it? 3.5 seconds he is ahead of Schubeck. Straightman's now finding a bit of a chink in the armour with Schubeck, potentially it's down to 1.2 seconds. That's the biggest drop we've seen in that gap. Creevy really not letting go of the back of Straightman's.
Got a car out off track there. Who's
it's
that?
Whitvit.
That was Whitvit, John.
Wow. Both of us stopped to wait and hear that's unexpected. We were just saying, you were just saying, Kane, it just shows how otherworldly Whitvit is. We've seen how easy it is for these cars to spin. Could it be that Luciano Whitvit is human after all?
I was just thinking the same thing. I think possibly he may be. 15 minutes, so he's got a sprint race left to see what he can do here. He's in behind Creevy now, 1 second behind. So top 3, Lucas Schubeck, Victor Stratemans and Villa Creevy.
And those 3 separated by less than a second themselves. So there's less distance between the top 3 than there is between Creevy and Whitvit, although Whitvit already finding 210s. Did anyone say there's been lots of action already for race number 2? Anybody like to take any bets that we see at least 3 more overtakes? Because Whitvit, well, I still can't go over that. So he is actually human. He can make the odd mistake. These cars are complete killers. So if you are having a go at these cars and you do find yourself spinning and stuff, there you go. Proof that even the pros can do it in these things. I tell you what, and Kane as well, it stands even more testament to just how good Jimmy Broadbent got at real life racing, because he went from sim racing to racing these things in real life. Not bad.
Not bad at all. Not bad at all. These things are scary enough in the comfort of our living rooms, let alone in the cockpit of the actual car.
Yeah, give me a reset button.
Fat Rascal has to get back. Brakes over, cracking action. Catch up with you soon. Take it easy, Fat Rascal.
Yeah, Rascal, thank you for tuning in. Get everybody, I can't get the bots to work, so right click on Rascal's name and make sure you follow his channel. One of the most entertaining streamers on Twitch. He's got an amazing sense of humour, quality laugh. And no, I'm not on his Tinder, I'm not his agent either, but no, get on him, make sure you get on his profile, get on his Twitch page. And give the guy a watch. Phenomenal streamer. Cheers for jumping in, Rascal. And I'll be lurking in a stream of yours very soon, no doubt. Don't be working too hard.
Look at these 4 up front, John. This is going to be a battle for the last 10 minutes, 13 minutes here.
What really is? Oh, Whitvit picking up the slow down penalties. Run wide through Pops into Maggots. He's within 4/10. The top 4, and he's right up the inside. Creevy having a look up the inside of Straightman. Straightman's almost bunched up from Schubeck. Schubeck up at the front, he's got 3 cars tucked right under that rear spoiler. There's now less than a second separating the top 4 as they head onto, or off the Wellington Straight, in towards Luffield. We've seen a couple of cars spinning already. Look how close Straightman's can get on the brake there. Whitvit looking for any space that he can. He's going to be in a combination of double slipstream and dirty air, given how close he is to the cars ahead of him. 13 minutes left. This isn't the best tyre strategy to be where he is at the moment. And Wallering as well, looking to improve his position up to 7th place. He's got Kowaleski just ahead of him. Kowaleski with no can race as well, all over the back. Oh, he's having a look at the inside. Let's just stay. In fact, let's jump on Straightman's rear wing. Oh, Whitvit plants one right round the outside of Creevy. What a move. Oh, there's a bit of contact on the corner exit. To be fair there at first glance, it did looked like Creevy came a bit far over on the corner exit there, but whatever happened, Kane, there was contact. Whitvit back onto the podium. It's only taken him 3 minutes. He's got 12 left to get the job done.
Yeah, big moment there for Creevy, who falls away way back, nearly 10 seconds behind. Straightman's now in a very, very juicy E-Ballast Sport sandwich.
Yeah, he is indeed coming along the Wellington Straight once again. You can see, look how close he is to Schubeck ahead. Oh, Whitford picking up another penalty there through Cops. He's really picking up. That's almost a bump draft there from Straightmans. They all managed to avoid that sausage curb. Whitford with a big move. Look how much he managed to close. How does he manage to get that much grip out of this car through those corners? Incredible stuff. Very nearly central. Clean up the inside of Straightmans. Oh, Straightmans is side by side. He's into the lead of the race temporarily, and it is Schubeck and Straightmans. Schubeck back into the lead. Straightmans all over the back. And is he going to end up boxing himself out? Whitford knows he's still got 11 minutes to get this done. But now would definitely be a good time given how close they've gone to themselves. Wollering in the background. Still having a phenomenal battle with Kowaleski. Oh, just as I say that, he's run deep off the Wellington straight. And it is Kowaleski who's going to hold on to that position. Back up to the podium battle. It's now 4/10 of a second separating the top three. Straightmans again. Taking a slightly different line. Whitford opening up the corner as well. They're going to try and go side by side here. I think it's going to be a three-wide situation. Who's going left? Who's going right? Straightmans. Look how close they have got along the Wellington straight towards Luffield once again. He's going to try and hang it round outside, 3 wide through the corner apex, Kane. Incredible stuff.
Everywhere, and as I mentioned earlier, John, just up in the distance there, a little bit of lap traffic, so let's see how that plays into this battle now.
Justice Straightmans has taken the lead of the race. Oh, it's hotting up there.
To shake that slipstream. Try to do everything. Oh, and Schubeck going wide there, so Whitford into second place, and these two back at it again.
Yep, so this is the reverse of the 15 minutes we had in race number 1. There is once again half a second separating Straightmans and Whitford, but it's Straightmans who is leading the way. We're on the Wellington straight once again, and that is Schubeck in the back. I was interested to see his. Was looking to see the back of his car there to see if the tyres looking a bit lively. They are looking ever so slightly lively. There's been some action in the background as well. Baukenhout is still maintaining 8th position ahead of Wollering and Milan in 10th. Baggis in at 12th place. Jacobs in 11th position. But I'm not taking my eyes off this battle between the top three, because Schubeck absolutely not done here by any stretch of the imagination. He is definitely hanging in there with these two as they come into Maggots once again. Round the corner they come. Ooh, Whitford with a slow down penalty. Again, we've seen more in. Well, yeah, we've been racing now for longer in this stage, but certainly in the opening 7 minutes, how brave is that by Schubeck there, Kane, over those inside sausage curves? Can we just take a moment to appreciate the testicular fortitude to be doing that at this stage in the race?
That is, yes. Well, we've got this lap traffic, John. Let's see how we get through here. 1 through, 2 through. Does a really good job there, Jacobs. Well done. Plays no part in any of those positions there. But with the battling going on at the top three there, might see Creevy just creeping back a little bit at the moment.
Oh yeah, he's actually putting in good spot once again. Kane, he is putting in some good lap times, it has to be said, at the moment. So he is definitely moving, Well, speaking of moving, Luciano Whitford here, just completely relentless in his pursuit of victory, and the driving, the control, it is just otherworldly. Makes a mistake that would have ended most people's charge for the podium, never mind the race win. With 7 minutes left to go, there is a 10th of a second separating him from the... Oh, Straightmans with a big slide! Oh, and that is the first time Whitford hasn't had a penalty, and Straightmans has penalised himself from first place straight back to third. And Creevy, as you mentioned, Kane, coming back into it on the exit to Cops. He is gifted the gift of a podium. Straightmans falls by the wayside. Creevy, we'll call him Creevy the Crafty there. He's had a bit of a mistake early doors. He's made his way back through the field. Straightmans with a big mistake, and he is ejected from the podium. And Luciano Whitford back where he belongs.
Where we thought he would be, anyway. Schubeck just under a second behind, not letting go just yet. But yeah, judging by that last lap, Whitford there, 53.6. 53.6 from Schubeck. Very quick pace all round.
Yeah, it's some serious pace from the drivers up at the front with another alien display. 6 wins from 8 races. 6 minutes left to find out. Stratemans, he's definitely not giving up on his hunt for a podium. Creevy's going to have to do some defending for the closing stages. Baggis retired to the pits. In 12th position is Jacobs in 11th. Depril in 10th place at the moment. Ben Malam has steadied the ship. He's in 9th place with Lucas Wallering just ahead of him in 8th. Baukenhout is in 7th place. Kovalevsky is in 6th position. Juzma back up to 5th. Let's talk about the season going from strength to strength. There should definitely be a little bonus or something for Marcus. Podium in the last race, 5th position in this one, and when you consider the drivers ahead of him, it's borderline a race win in a reverse order grid considering where he started. Stratemans in that 4th place, still hunting down Creevy. Look at Schubeck looking good for a podium here. 2nd place, 1.4 down on the Maestro. That is Luciano Whitfit. Not want to tempt fate, but Luciano Whitfit very soon, Kane, likely to be in receipt of a Moza R5 direct drive bundle.
Yeah, quite possibly, John. Very, very possible. Does need to hang on. We have seen quite a lot of slowdown penalties, so let's hope that doesn't come into play in the last 5 minutes here. Gonna have to be very disciplined here. Put himself out in the lead. Doesn't need any more slowdowns. They could be adding up quite quickly.
Yeah, definitely. We saw at last week's race, the track of which I can't remember. Where did we race last week? Lots of penalties last week. Lots of positions lost. Is where I was going with that one.
Donington last week. Yes.
Yes, down into the old hairpin. There was, quite a few penalties being shared about amongst the drivers. That certainly calmed itself a bit, but Whitford up at the front, he's now 1.7 seconds ahead. Really no looking back. Stratemans will be kicking himself. That definitely, you would say there, Kane, an opportunity lost. I mean, he is going to be second in the championship. He went ahead a look in the previous race and obviously 4th. As always, Creevy picks up a penalty. This battle's going right down to the wire. But yes, Stratemans will definitely see this as points lost, even if he does get up to 3rd, given he was 1st and battling for 2nd. He really could put a hurt on Luke Southall if he got the 2 second places here.
Yeah, sure can. Sure can. Got Jean Depril just up in front again. Another lapped car there. We'll see if these two can get around without trouble. Creevy picking up another slowdown. Yeah, these slowdowns definitely going to add up as they do make it past safely. It's another hold your breath moment. Yes, SOP Raw Donington National, the shorter version. Last week we will have the full version of the Donington track in the last race. Yeah, just on 3 weeks from now. So 2 week gap. Got drivers have a little break until they get to Brands Hatch in a fortnight, and then rounding out the series at Donington Grand Prix. In 3 weeks' time. So all still on.
And we are still on board with Jon Depril. He's just been lapped by the 2 drivers battling for the final podium position. He's got a great view of what they've got going on. There is Creevy there. He's picked up a slowdown penalty most recently. Himself and Stratemans now need to keep their laps as clean as possible. There's only 2 minutes left to go. The slightest mistake here. Oh, Oh, and just as I said that, he's picked up a penalty. How is he going to deal with this? Again, not the most forgiving cut, although potentially quite easy to shrug off a penalty in these things, just lift a bit on the way to the corners. But up against these top level drivers, that is really going to cost you. He's got that penalty to serve. He's Straightman's in that section. He's got a minute and a half to figure this one out. He's off the Wellington straight. They're heading towards Luffield once again. Straightman is going to apply every bit of pressure that he can. Opens up the corner looking for a tighter turn. And gets the tighter turn. Can he keep the back of the car in check as he accelerates out of Luffield? And that's Milan that got a slow down penalty. Look at the exit that Straightman's has got there. He was definitely compromised through the corner and into Cobbs. It's going to be side by side, and it's Straightman's up into third place. With a minute left to go, Kane Straightmans has got himself back onto the podium. So I'm sure that'll bring a bit of a smile back to his face. Second place definitely lost after that mistake, but another podium. Oh, as Creevy almost loses the car sideways there. And he's just made that a bit easier for Straightmans, as the gap already up to 0.7 of a second.
Yeah, a little bit loose there on the corner, Creevy. And again over the curb. Creevy looking like he's struggling with that car at the moment. But still great job there. Just over half a second. And Straightman's that gap to the front too, John. Only 6 seconds now.
Yeah, it is, 6 seconds. He's got to Schubeck. Great run by Schubeck to hold on to the second place. So it will be a Bolus Esports 1-2. Creevy almost making it a 1-2-3. Although, well, you never know what might happen. The timer has run out. Let's see where Whitvet is. Oh, just making his way past. That's not Wallering. That's Milan. That is Milan. He's just making his way past round the final corner, flashing of the lights, weaving of the car. Luciano, the unstoppable Whitvet, once again, first driver to see the checkered flag at the end of the race, and that grip on the championship. All the firmer. 8 times we've taken tyres to tarmac. 6 of those times he's been the first driver across the line, and a few fastest laps under his belt as well. Lucas Schubeck bringing home a podium, his first of the season I believe, so congratulations to Luca. Victor Straightmans, congratulations for getting back on the podium, a solid third after what can only be described as an extremely event-filled race. Creevy did bring it home for 4th, and Marcus Juice-McCain getting himself 5th position.
Yeah, great race there by Juiceman, as they said. Did have a little whoops at the start, but climbed back up into 5th position there. Great drive. But again, Whitford, class of his own out in front there. Gets out in front and just does not look back.
He really does not. Juiceman there in 5th position. Congratulations again to the podium. Whitford, Schubeck and Straightmans. Creevy 4th, Juiceman 5th. Kowalski 6th, Baukenhout in 7th, Milan in 8th place, DePrill in 9th, and Jacobs in the top 10 in 10th position. Simon Baggis got himself 11th place. No, he didn't, because he didn't finish the race. And Wallering, unfortunately, ran out of penalty points. Too many off-track incidents, and the in-game mechanism stuck him back in the pits. Let's pop that up. So some more action-packed racing, despite a massively diminished field. Another 2 rounds of the Praga UK Championship in association with Moza Racing and Speedscents safely in the bag. And as Kane mentioned, we've got a 2-week break. But we've then got back-to-back Grand Prix circuits, Kane. Brands Hatch, put the fear of God into me, that track. And Donington as well, so 2 crackers still to come.
Yeah, and that they will sure be crackers. Brands Hatch, as you said, got the full version there, so the whole track of that. And rounding it out with Donington Park Grand Prix track. Can't wait for those. But again, 2 races here, over and done in a blink of an eye.
Yeah, absolutely. With the amount of action that we've seen, so massive thank you to all the drivers. Big thank you to the sponsors, Speedscents, an inspiring brand of air fresheners catering to car enthusiasts, providing aesthetically leading designs and fragrant scents for you to enjoy your drives to the max. Jump on over to their website and enjoy a 10% discount with the code SOP10. Thanks to them, the drivers are vying for a VIP package to attend the final round of the Real Praga Cup UK Championship. And Moza Racing as well, the R5DD bundle. Courtesy of them, so big thanks to them, their dedication to designing and building the world's best sim racer focused hardware and software products that enable everyone to race at their very best. And of course, the biggest thanks of all to the most dedicated man amongst us, Mr. Kane Dinham, out of his bed with the Sparrows, but hopefully the action on track making it worth it once again.
Absolutely, John. If the coffee didn't wake me up, the action certainly did.
Indeed it did. So big thanks to Kane as well. Thanks to everyone at SOP. Thank you to everyone that was in the chat this evening. And I'm going to try and do a raid. I'm loving these Pragas to drive though, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Great job as always. Thank you very much indeed. Let's put that one on. Right, I'm going to give the bots one quick go. If we get a raid, we get a raid. If not, I'm going to get straight out of here because, very early for Kane. But there we go. Let's see if we can get Errol. So thanks once again. And we'll see you back on SOP Shows, of course, Wednesday night. Oh, yeah, no, that's not one. But so thank you to everyone that's jumped in. I will see you again on Wednesday night. Until then, stay safe, take it easy, and have a great rest of your night. It's a good night from Kane.
Good night, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your evening.
And it is a good night from me. Good night.